So welcome to Doing Stuff Outdoors. And what are we doing today? Working indoors again today. We've had quite a bit of rain over the past few days and it's just been too muddy to get outside and get stuff done. But today I am gonna repair one of my chainsaws that I had a little incident with. It's on a Stihl MS400C, probably one of my favorite saws that I have all around. I can limb with it. I can cut some pretty good sized wood with it. It's lightweight. I just like the saw a lot. And I had an unfortunate accident with it. It's been about 6 months ago, which tells you I probably got too many other chainsaws to use as well. But yeah, I had it in the back of my gator and I went up an incline and the saw slid out of the back of the gator. Now that didn't really do the damage to it, but for some strange reason I decided to back up. And I backed up too much and then I ran over it, not with the tire wheel, but I just ran over and it kind of got hung up against or underneath the bottom of the gator. And well, go to use it the next time, fuel tank's leaking on it. So that's my project. I'm gonna replace the fuel tank and I'm gonna bring you all along for that today. So stick around. All right, so obviously the first thing you'd want to do is drain all the gas out of the tank, which I've already done. And I'm going to go ahead and blow it off, clean it up, get all the loose stuff off of it, and then I'll start the disassembly process. You also notice I do have a 3/4 wrap on this saw. For those of you that are wondering, how did I get a 400C with a wrap on it? It's there's a kit for 362, MS362. There's a 3/4 wrap kit that you can get from your local Stihl dealer, and that comes with obviously the wrap handle and larger clutch cover on the side there. So a lot of these first generation, these 400Cs, there's a lot of the same parts as an MS362 that are same part numbers, everything that you can interchange. So so yeah, so let me go get this blowed off and I'll be right back. Okay, well, first thing I'm gonna do is get the engine shroud off of it. Never bought this saw new. I bought it off of somebody off of eBay, and pretty much they all have the same issues when you buy them off the internet. They got a scored piston and cylinder and things like that, and you know how that goes. So, but yeah. You'll also notice I got some West Coast Saw 3-point felling dogs on it, which I like them. Now I also have a bark box on it, but I thought I would give the bark box a try, and yeah, it's coming off. I'll put the original muffler cover and stuff back on it. I think I'm getting too old and grouchy to listen to all that noise. pop this handlebar off here. And when you go back together with these screws for the handlebar into the plastic tank, you should be putting some Loctite on them where they screw into the plastic tank. Then you can either take this one out here or the one on top of the cylinder. So actually, I'm going to take them both loose. I do think it makes it easier to get the handlebar off by getting this mount out of the way. And then we got the 2 screws down here on the bottom, right here. Okay. Handlebar is loose, however, really, I don't even have to take it out of the saw to get the fuel tank off of it. All I gotta do is get the remainder of the parts taken off. All this stuff up here. Well, 8mm nuts. We'll have to pull the carburetor and stuff off. Get all this so I can get to the fuel supply hose. Pulling the carburetor off on these isn't really too bad. Take the choke rod off. Just forget. Improve these newer ones quite a bit. So there's a little screw right here that you got to take loose to get the choke rod off. And you can either use, I believe, a T10 Torx or thin flat blade screwdriver. And I'll tell you, again, I'm no expert. I might take something apart that I don't really need to get this job done. We'll see. I was doing this a lot a few years ago. I'd probably have this done. find a small screwdriver here. So this little piece right here, I don't know how good it's showing up on camera, but this just slides out now. And of course you drop everything. And then the choke rod comes right out of it. Like I said, I'm just trying to get the carburetor off to where I can get the fuel supply hose. I think then I can get the tank off without having to take everything off here. The throttle rod, it'll all stay connected. Still did something pretty cool. I don't know exactly when they did it, but the throttle rod, and you'll see it when I get the carburetor off, it pivots and there's an L shape on the end of it. It just pivots up, and that's what controls the throttle on it. So there's really no throttle linkage to disconnect over on the side. So yeah. I am gonna have to, which is no big deal. So the isolator, a couple ways you can do this. I usually just pop these out here. Maybe. Just little rubber mounts. So I got, see how I pried that one up and out of there. I really don't want to take this all apart. There we go. There we go. Disconnect the electronics from the carb, like so. And voila. On these electronic carbs as well, there's a little plastic grommet or ring that goes right here. I'll clean all this up before I put it back together. Probably should have blew it out, but heck, you can't get to it all. So that stays up there like that. But here's what I was talking about on the throttle cable. It comes up through here. And see how it just flips up and down there. Yep. But I'm going to avoid trying to take all this off because this is a booger to get attached back to the cylinder itself. If I I remember correctly. So yeah. And then the impulse hose is part of the intake boots. So here's the fuel inlet hose right here. I don't know if you can see how well you can see that, but it's right down in here. So maybe we get a flashlight. So I don't know if this light helps, but the fuel inlet hose is right down in here. So that's what we've got to get out of all of this. But this handle sure is taking a beating when I ran it over. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to go ahead and take this plastic off. Probably make everything a lot easier. Almost forget about this screw here. Goes to another mount. Okay, I got a grommet here to take out as well. I hate it when everything is so close. Yeah, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and get all this off of here and just get everything out of my way. I think that'll make it a lot easier. Yeah, I could read the repair manual too, but what's the fun in reading the repair manual? I like adventure. But they have done a lot better job. And actually, that doesn't have to come off. Side cover coming off. I'm sure somebody's yelling in the camera. They're at their phone right now. You don't have to do that. Don't have to, but I want to. We're going to take this off anyways and clean it all up, so what the heck. cut a lot of wood with this saw. And all the wires get tucked up in here. This is the chip deflector. All right, now I'm gonna have to go get my T10. I'll be right back. All right, it is not a T10 on this small one anyways, it's a T15. That just helps hold all the wiring and stuff on. And the other thing that's slowing me down, I used to do all this without my glasses being on. This is getting bad. And this just comes off like so. I'm going to take the coil off so I don't damage the wire. Like I said, just clean everything up. And here's what, there's a grommet in there I forgot about, and that's probably keeping me from pulling that tank right off. It's hanging on to it there. Wow, amazing. Just amazing. See now, that tank will almost come off. Unhook the throttle rod. There we go. And I have a feeling I got another problem as well. That fuel supply hose looks a little, how should I say, wet. Which is not good. Well, we might as well just quit fighting and go all the way. I had the spark plug out since I rebuilt it. Look at that nice light brown pattern. Gotta love it. Well, a lot of people don't like the M-tronics, but let me tell you, it sure is nice not having to tune it and do stuff like that to it all the time. Well, guess we might as well keep going. Yeah, probably should have just taken all this stuff off to begin with. So I had to take it off anyway to put over on the new handle. Like I said, I am not an expert. I do good work. Now if I was trying to take that off, I'd still be fighting it. Well, I paused the camera for a second, folks, and funny thing happened. I picked it up, turned it around, and the throttle linkage came out of the housing here, which I know it's not supposed to do that. I still got to get the top part of this off. Hey, the tank is off of it, so. Even though that might have been ugly, it's off there. So now, I'm gonna do a little cleanup here. I'm gonna have to transfer some parts to the new tank, so that's about it for today. Running out of time, so make sure that you tune in for the reassembly video. That'll be out in a few days. But if you like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a super fantastic day.